Hi there, and welcome back to for another video. We have a haul to do. There is a secondhand shop next to where I work, actually in the same kind of like I guess kind of strip mall is what you call it, to where I work at. And because of that, I was actually able to. I was walking by today. Hey, Nethead, welcome. And hey, Michael. And decided, yeah, I noticed them putting up movies. And I'm like, I got to check this out. And they were extremely cheap. And they were unopened. Hey, Shadow. Hey, William. Also, by the way, for the longest time, I've been trying to get kind of like brand the name, like whatever I was going to do with like Movie Club. It seemed to be kind of, I guess, slightly generic. Hey, Brian. Hey, Rick. And what I was doing. So I wanted to have an actual name for the group. So hopefully you guys like this because I tested it among my family, basically. So from here on out, as you can see, if you hit on this video, and I hope you like this, the Movie Club is now the Cult of Cinema. So let me know what you think. I personally really dig the name, so I kind of wanted to go with that. How do I feel? Thanks. Hey, Michelle, welcome. We're now the Call to Cinema. How do I feel about Severance like exclusives? Well, the Wild World James Mansfield. I kind of love that type one. But I think what you're asking about, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is do I like the fact of Severin? Well, you are officially a member of Severin having movies that are only available during that time period. Hey, Kathy. What? Nice. Let me know what you think. The features are really good. Karel Zeman. Sounds like from Mug. Actually, that is a really good idea. I saw that comment, and I'm gonna float that here because I actually think that's a good idea. What do you guys think about a Vinegar Syndrome versus Severin video? If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that a while back, a year or two ago. Hey, Ryan, welcome. I did a video, basically a series of videos, actually on Hammer versus Amicus, and they were fairly they were liked. And Mug here had the idea, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due, because this was Mug's idea, to do a Vinegar Syndrome versus Severin video. So that sounds good to me. So I'm going to do a Vinegar Syndrome versus Severin video probably within my Black Friday. And it's going to be a perfect time to do it because literally people are going to be choosing between Vinegar Syndrome and Black Friday and Severin on Black Friday. People are going to have to make choices when it comes to certain films. And we're going to talk about those. But speaking of certain films, I picked up some films today. Like I mentioned there earlier, I will show these off very quickly. The other two, Night of the Living Dead Girls. I don't remember that one. I don't think I've seen it. You'll find out. We'll do this together because it's not just going to be me telling you guys. We're going to debate it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to look at, hey, Mary, welcome to the Call to Cinema. We're going to be looking at the releases that came out this year, decisions, certain things that were made, different categories. And we can even take up the categories a little bit tonight. So, are you guys ready to see the movies that I got today? Now, a bunch of these are those on-demand things. So, you know, those, so I kind of want to show those first. But first, you're going to see I don't know if you're going to be jealous. You're going to see a sort of a theme here that you saw one of them on Instagram. This one I'll show last, actually. On here that I was unaware of. So I won't tell you the theme right away. I want to see if anybody who picks up on it first. You might have seen my Twitter. You may know already. But okay, so I got The Seekers with Jack Hawkins and Glynis John. It's part of the Rank collection. This is a VCI release. And as you can see, it's unopened. Kind of curious and interested in seeing this film. I also picked up Rampage with Robert Mitchum and what's her name again? Ilsa Martinelli and Jack Hawkins. And this is a Warner Archive release. I can't believe I got this at a secondhand store unopened. Next up is the She Played with Fire, which is apparently like a kind of a film noirish type one. I don't remember seeing this one. And as you can see, that that actually stars Jack Hawkins. There he is right there. And last in the on-demand ones, before I show you the other two, is, okay, this movie has an interesting title. I'm just going to say it. It's a, you know, it was a big play, you know, it was an Oscar type of film, that type of thing. So this is Jack Hawkins and Maximilian Schell in Five Finger Exercise. So the title of this movie is Five Finger Exercise. I don't. It's about pianos. It's just pianos. Okay, so there's two others. If you didn't notice, either somebody was a huge fan of Jack Hawkins, or they hated Jack Hawkins and they got rid of all these movies at the same time. And I'm not joking. There are more films that I have not yet picked up from that store that are Jack Hawkins films. So I'm not quite sure which it is. Did they get rid of all of them because, like, they gained a hatred for Jack Hawkins? Or did they get rid of all of them because, I don't know, there was a huge Jack Hawkins fan in the house. They wouldn't let him watch his movies, and he passed away or something like that, and they said, we're getting rid of these Jack Hawkins films right now. So, also I picked up a Cinema Classics one. I'm a big fan of this one here. Oh, I love the Fabulous Baron Munchausen. The Black Rose. And if this is it's like the other ones. I think these have like picture, like photographs in them on the inside. So we'll check that out. And this one has the worst case, but it's so I got to change the case in this one. But I was super stoked to get this one. I'm probably the only person in the world that'd be like super stoked to get this film. Yeah, I was, and apparently it's not available anymore. And by the way, yes, I know what you're thinking. What was missing in The Black Rose? Obviously, some Jack Hawkins. This was probably the only Jack Hawkins movie out of all of these that is opened up. And maybe they disliked this movie so much that they didn't open up any more Jack Hawkins films. And that is the Cult Camp Classic Collection, The Land of the Pharaohs by Howard Hawks. Two Evil Eyes. I do need Two Evil Eyes. I gotta open up your thing. One, I gotta turn this down so I can actually open up and see your guys' messages. So that, you know, not a lot, but I picked up a few things today. Oh, really? I know, the Arrow sale. I was going to talk about that as well. And they got stuff, by the way, guys. There's an Arrow sale coming up in late November, early December, something like that. And it's going to have, it's a warehouse sale. Now, the last warehouse sale that they had, in case you missed out, and I did miss out on a lot of it, had titles that were previously thought to be out of print. This is the case again. I know, Michelle, money-wise isn't the best for me when it comes to this. I am so hoping Phenomenon is one of those titles. I really, really want that film. So this, by the way, this movie here actually has a commentary on it with by Peter Bogdanovich with interviews by Howard with Howard Hawks. Hard Soap and Justine, Our Head is Blue. Yeah, they're the only ones this time, aren't they, Jay? I want to find out if this actually has the cards in them. because I have a bunch of these. I was collecting these cult cinema classics for like a while. I met up with a guy that was used to be a movie reviewer on a radio station, and he would get like a lot of films. And once he watched the films and reviewed them, he'd often like sell them. And I would get them. So, perfect. Okay, so this is the thing for the Black Rose. But this is what I was talking about. These cult cinema collections, hey Caliber, welcome dude, have this in them. So this is the lobby card thing. Change your snaps. And you open it up. It's actually pretty coolly done. So they'll always have like a thing on it to keep the cards together. So let's actually take this off. Try not to rip it if I can. Which is maybe hard. Oh, good Lord, this is not. So I was wondering if these were repackaged or if these were actually like still sealed. Turn. Is it anything like the Apple? Who here has seen the Apple, by the way? Because I'm kind of, I love Vincent Van Gogh. I went to art school, guys, remember? Shadow. We are brothers in pain. It's a unique film. You gotta love Golden Globus. All right, let's see these cards finally. Are you doing a Scream Factory type Christmas too, Michelle? That's what I'm thinking about doing. I actually got my mom to get me Scream Factory for Christmas. She's getting me the Rec collection. Well, she got it. I just can't have it till Christmas. So, here we go. I love the fact that they have cards in these. Yeah, I heard the features on them are like the makings of are longer than some of the films themselves, which actually really intrigues me. I'm a feature whore. So pretty good. The Rec collection, Kathy. If you're gonna have like any like found footage thing, then well, get Paranormal Activity too, because they're really cheesy fun. But get Rec. Rec's actually really good. Willem Dafoe plays Vincent Van Gogh. Hey, that rhymes. Willem Dafoe. What is wrong with me tonight? Are you serious? Netflix is missing out. Hopefully. Oh, Kathy, definitely check out the Rec films. Actually, they remade like the first one in America, or North America, under the name Quarantine. So if you've heard the movie Quarantine, that was originally called Rec. And Rec is much better, though Quarantine's not a bad remake as far as it goes. But what do you guys want to talk about tonight? Since I'm going to open up this one just to see if these are pressed or if they are burnt. Oh, I'm jealous of your RoboCop kit. Can I please showcase? Ah, are you thinking about getting it for the sale? It is going to be 50% off, so I can definitely do that. I just got to go grab it. I really do like, this is a very simple cover, but I really do like this. And it's called She Played with Fire. It's got the inside here, which reminds me of They're Playing with Fire, which is a very different film by Sybil Danning. So, who here will know whether this is burnt or if it's pressed? Are you ready? Because I know some of you guys will know. So tell me, is this burnt onto disc or was this pressed onto disc? Me either. But people here do know that stuff. Burnt, I think you're right. It's a DVD-R. No, actually, I was at a second-hand shop that's right next to my my workplace. They don't normally have films, but they had they just put out a couple in there. Look, hold on, let me go get the Hemisphere Horrors box set, because I know, by the way, guys, the Hemisphere Horror box set is going to be on sale for the first time during this Severance sale. And if it's something that you're interested in getting, I'll show it to you, because it is a lot of fun. And by the way, it comes with a poster as well, so that's also a thing to look at. I'll be right back. I have no idea. Alrighty. So, purple's always burnt DVD-R. Thanks, Alan. So, when you buy the set, first thing I show you before I even show you the set, and I have watched some of the films on the set, so I can comment on those as well, is it comes with a poster. It's like just a mini poster, but still it's actually cool to have. So this is the Hemisphere Horror poster, which comes in the set. Which is super cool. It's upside down. Did I put that one upside down? Maybe I did. No, I didn't. So, okay, so this is the Hemisphere Horror box set right here. It was put out by Severin. It is the sequel box set. It's okay. I mean, like, not everything can be like a hard box set. But understand that there's movies in the set, here, Michael, that aren't going to be available singular. So, when Severin puts out a box set, excellent. I actually really enjoyed it too. And I still have a couple left to watch. There's always, usually, one Blu-ray in the set that's not available separately. So once the set sells out, they'll sell certain movies in the set on their own. But like in the Amicus set, there was a, what was it called? The werewolf film, anyway, was not available outside of the set. So if you didn't buy it when the set came out, you didn't get it. So with the Blood Island set, there was 4 films in the set. 3 of the films were put out separately. The 4th film, stop motion. There's some cheesy effects. I don't remember like any real stop motion. What is Vinegar Syndrome releasing? Oh, actually, that was just mentioned there, Kathy. 2 adult films actually for December. So I don't think you're gonna be interested in them. One's called Hard Soap, and there's another one. Yeah, I don't remember any stop motion of these either, but they're actually really fun. So let's look at them. So this is it right here. As you can see, it's very colorful. I do really enjoy that. I love the look of the box. It really has that old school look to it, of just like those super kind of cheesy, fun. Now I wish it was Debbie Does Dallas. Then I would actually buy that one, because that's a movie from my childhood. Beast Must Die. Thank you, Ron. I totally forgot the name. I blanked on it. I'm blanking a lot on this stuff lately. I had to go get a set. But yeah, the Beast Must Die is actually only available in the set. You can't buy it outside of that set from Severin on Blu-ray. So if they eventually released on maybe DVD, for instance, but as far as I know, they still haven't released the Beast Must Die anywhere except on that set. Okay, so the first one here is the one that I remember the most. And that is the Blood Drinkers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one I watched. Or was it Christopher Evans? I watched one of these. Is this the one? This isn't the one. The one I watched was the other one, I think. I'm trying to remember. Is this the first one? So, I'm trying to remember if this is the one I saw. Totally isn't. Curse the Vampires first, I think. Let's see. These are kind of like going over to me. No, it was the Blood Drinkers. So, this is a really strange film. Basically, there's a vampire who is in love with this girl. He's got a bride basically, and for some reason she's dying, and she needs, I think, her sister's heart or something like that to be brought back to life. Want to help me out with these guys? Anybody seen the film? Shadow, you've seen the films. It's weird. I mean, there's like bats, and there's a sequence in the film where the vampire actually turns into a good guy and turns back into, oh, I love Roberta Finley stuff. That is tempting. And turns back into a human, only to be just shortly after get cursed and turn back into a vampire again and become like a bad guy yet again. It's a strange film. You got to see it. Features on here are incredible, by the way. You get an interview with the script supervisor and the AD, Dick Trofeo. There's a Hemisphere Appreciation by David Dakota. There's an audio commentary on this film with Nathaniel Thompson and Howard S. Berger, and there's a partial audio commentary done by Samuel R. Sherman, and I'm pretty sure that's from the Something Weird Cinema edition of the Somewhere video that came out recently. Well, not recently, came out before this. Deleted scenes, trailers, radio spots. You open it up, it will have a Severin catalog for 2019, which might give you some spoilers for what's coming out. And it's fun. It's really fun. Me and my better half watched this film. There were times we were like WTFing it, but I definitely recommend this film. Oh, what's one? Everyone, soap opera. I kind of like that idea. Next up is the sequel to it, kind of the sequel to the film, and that is Curse of the Vampires. I think this one we watched. This one we started to watch, but we didn't get to finish. But again, features in this are incredible. An interview with Eddie Garcia. It's actually pretty cool. Interview with marketing consultant. Samuel I.M. Sherman. There's a audio commentary with Filipino genre director, documentarian Andrew Lavalde. I think Andrew Lavalde, is he the guy that made Machete Maidens? I'd have to check it out, but seems like it probably is. Partial audio commentary again with Sam Sherman, deleted scenes, trailers, and more radio spots for it as well. So again, it is super cool, and I love the black boxes. All right, Jeremy. Next up is the Brain of Blood, which is in blood curling color, as the first one was not, by the way. Again, with some super cool stuff. It has a Memories of Blood, interviews with director Al Adamson, producer Samuel L. Sherman, associate producer J.P. Spone, actor Zandor Vorkov. If Zandor Vorkov, his name doesn't sound familiar, you probably have seen at least a picture of him somewhere, because he was in the classic Al Adamson film, Dracula versus Frankenstein. He played Dracula. Oh, if you don't have this, man, this is going to be 50% off. So this is one of the 50% off titles. You're going to get yourself a box set. And I'm not done yet. I mean, like, there's one other. And this one is exclusive to the set. So the one I'm about to share right now is exclusive to the box set. And it's a double feature. So, no features, but the features on this one is the fact that it's two films. And I'm not joking. And one of them has the man himself, Christopher Lee. So you get the Black Cat and the Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism. So look at this cover. Just take it in for a second. Look at how gloriously wonderful this cover is. Can you pass that up? Would you be able to pass up the Black Cat and the Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism? So, and get this. Let me tell you just a little bit more of the cat's face. The Black Cat posed a mortal classic of horror and hate. Ready? Isn't right? Made in Dallas by the writer-producer of The Trial of Lee Harvey Oswald, the editor of Mudhoney, and the cinematographer of Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill. Complete with feline mutation, axe murders, and go-go dancers. And then we have The Torture Chamber of Dr. Sadism, released with Mad Doctor of Blood Island as Blood Demon back in the day. A grisly West German hybrid of Corman, Hammer, and Bava. All right? Starring former Tarzan Lex Barker, who my dad would know a lot about. Bond girl and Hitchcock actress Karen Dorr. She was in You Only Live Twice and in the movie Topaz. And a guy that he may have done a couple movies, Christopher Lee. Both our films are newly transferred, Cat in 4K and Dr. Sadism in 2K, from the best quality prints that were available. I have to know Lex Barker and all that. My dad is a huge Tarzan fan. So that is the Hemisphere Horror box set. It is filled with features. It has 2 exclusive films that will not be available outside of the set. It is low in print run. My number is 1,415. No, the TV Tarzan was Ron Ely. That one I did get to see. Of 3,500, and you will get yours number right there on the back of the box. I do love the fact that they number the box. And can't lie, I'm a huge fan of the set. Oh, Kathy, some of your stuff was, and Alan, yours too. Check out your last comment. Why some stuff like... Be 2 more Halloween, but yeah, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. I'm excited about those actually. Yeah, I didn't grow up with like Ryan Ely. Obviously, I wasn't born when the Ryan Ely series came out. It was in the 1960s. But when I was a kid, I got I bought a record of Tarzan and the Eyes of the Lion, which was a Ryan Ely like episode that was made into like a 2-parter, kind of made into like a film type thing, and so I would listen to. Hey, Daz, welcome, dude. We have renamed the club, and hopefully, if you saw the thing at the beginning of it, you like the name. We're talking about what we're getting for Black Friday, and I was asked about the Hemisphere Horrors box set, and I strongly endorse the box set. It is a ton of fun. If you like the Filipino horror one, Weissmiller. Johnny Weissmiller will always be Tarzan. Well, he is like that's like when you think about like Dracula. The Cult of Cinema. I hope you like it. Is Scream Factory having a Black Friday sale? Actually, not that I've heard of. By the way, before I did the title, like for our group now, I actually went on like copyright and everything just to see if it was being used by anybody. I went on podcasts and But apparently it's not. I can't believe it, but it wasn't. Scream Factory having a Black Friday. Not that I know of actually. They usually have something, but it's usually, I'll be honest with you, Scream Factory sales recently haven't been the greatest. Although I have bought a lot of their stuff recently. I'm totally, since the out of print lists have come out, I've totally fallen in love with a lot of Scream Factory stuff again. The Omen box set, if you don't have it, incredible by the way, guys. I don't think it's going to be on sale during Black Friday, but just saying. Also, the Fly box set is lowered in price as well. I don't have a Big Lots here in Canada. We don't have them here in Canada. I wish we did. We are starting to have very few choices, Alan, in places to get like cinema, get like physical media. If you live in Ontario, hey Chris, welcome. What did I pick? Are you ready? I'll quickly go through these here. I got The Land of the Pharaohs with Jack Hawkins. She Played with Fire, starring Jack Hawkins. Five Finger Exercise, starring Jack Hawkins. Rampage, starring Robert Mitchum and Jack Hawkins. The Seekers, with Jack Hawkins. And The Black Rose, with Tyrone Power. So I picked up some classic cinema today. Twin Peaks. The new set's coming out. I got the older set, the Twin Peaks, the entire mystery. So I don't know if I'm going to be like going and grabbing another Twin Peaks set like soon, because the entire mystery has the first and second season on Blu-ray and the film Fire Walk with Me. So pretty good. Lots of Hawkins love. Or that the person that like got rid of him didn't like Hawkins, but that's fun. No, like we have a few, like, but they're in like bigger areas. Like I live in Nova Scotia. I actually live in North Sydney, so I got to go 4 hours away to Halifax, and then there's like then you see some like record stores, and you see Sunrise Records, which has a large portion of our physical media. It's kind of like HMV in the UK. In actuality, Sunrise Records is the reason that there is still an HMV in the UK. The guy that owns Sunrise, yeah, he saved the HMVs and FOPs that were in the UK that are still there right now. So we're helping physical media just over in another area. There's also the cinema ones that are in Ontario. And there's the indies like Bay Street Video, which is on Bay Street in Ontario as well. I am too, actually. I don't have a lot of money to spend on my on this time around, and we checked recently, banking wise, and we realized it's less than I thought before. So yeah, it's going to be very low what I spend in Black Friday, but it's going to make it more creative for me. I'll be able to like really look around and really kind of like scalpel to decide on what exactly it is that I want to get during that sale, and it lowered a bit because I had forgotten that I'd pre-ordered the Hammer Volume 4 set. And then a couple days ago, I got a message that the Hammer Volume 4 set is on its way. The new release is probably the best release. Like the one I got. You want to see the one I got? I'll bring you over to it. We're moving again. I wish I was moving. I really do, actually. So, let's go. Because I'm a hyper person, and oh my God, this is such bad. Okay, we're moving a bit over. There we go. A little bit better. You get light. It's not too much. So this is the one that I got. This is the entire Twin Peaks, the entire mystery. It was right after, speaking of like Black Fridays and Boxing Days and stuff like that, I had gotten a HMV card given to me. Hey, Jacob, welcome. And I was going through HMV, and at the time, I couldn't find anything to pick up. Nothing was standing out. Then I saw this, and I totally fell in love with it right away. I love the look of it, the way that the set is done. So you open it up, it kind of opens like this. And then you take it out, like a book. That's what you got too? So we're the cool ones, Michelle. And it'll show you like what's on the discs. Basically, this one here is original pilot, like alternate international pilot, which is kind of cool because it gives you like an ending to the whole series. Episodes 1 and 2, special features. And on the last disc, right here, disc 10, you get Fire Walk With Me, which is the film as well. And of course, they have the missing pieces. I love Fire Walk With Me, actually. I really do. A lot of people didn't like it. I'm a big fan. How many discs was Fire Walk With Me anyway? 2 discs. So 2 discs for Fire Walk With Me. You get like there's Fire Walk With Me, the feature film, the missing pieces, and by the way, you are cool, Michelle. Missing pieces is huge, by the way. It has the missing pieces, which was a big feature, special features, and just the special features. But so I'm not quite sure what the special features are right now. So I have to rewatch this. But it has both seasons, and I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. So I was actually once asked to be on the Twin Peaks podcast, and I kept saying I'm so horrible for this. Saying I'm going to do it, and I never got around to doing it yet. But hopefully they'll ask me again sometime, because interesting to do. So this is the Twin Peaks, the entire mystery. I keep it out here because I watch Twin Peaks quite a bit. I'm actually a huge fan. Delayed until I'm hoping that who released that set? I think it was just kind of like CBS Paramount. Yeah, CBS Paramount released the set. Yeah, I heard about the delay for King Kong Godzilla. Hopefully that will work in their favor. I was a huge fan of. You should totally do that. Joe versus the Volcano. It's an underrated film. And it was back when Tom Hanks was like just a likable Tom Hanks and not the, oh man, is this going to be depressing film Tom Hanks. Well, yeah, the box set includes the film. Includes both the international film from the pilot, and it includes the Twin Peaks Fire Walk With Me, the actual feature film that went into theaters and was glorious. I just don't have the new season of Twin Peaks. I'm excited about the new Godzilla film. I know it's got delayed, but some people hated on Godzilla King of the Monsters. Which I don't get. Yeah, Fire Walk With Me is a prequel. I want another movie like Godzilla King of the Monsters. That's the type of Godzilla film that I want to see. I was kind of baffled when I watched the film and looked back on reviews and stuff that said things like, this Godzilla film doesn't have enough humans and has too many monsters in it. And I was like, have you ever actually watched a Godzilla film? The human story in none of the Godzilla films are good. And you know why that is? Because it's a kaiju film. Humans are secondary characters. Yeah, say the first. They're when you go to see a lot of these films, you're going to see them because you want to see monsters fighting each other. Never once have I started to watch. Hey, Dave, welcome. I started to watch a Godzilla film and been like, damn, get these monsters off the screen. I totally need more of these humans talking. And no, I don't. I really don't. You can keep the Kennys off the screen for as long as possible. I will be good with that. Honestly, I just like the slugfest. I like the monsters, the suits, the cheesy special effects. One of my favorites is like one that's kind of really divisive, and it does have too much human sort of in it, and that's a movie called Godzilla Final Wars. I actually really enjoyed Godzilla Final Wars, which had like a ton of features, a ton of like special effects because it was like a bigger budgeted one, but it kind of divided people. And they really, Godzilla, if you want to see Godzilla like kicking butt, like really like taking charge and being like super Godzilla, yeah, watch Godzilla Final Wars. That's one that I watched when I was in college. And in that one, Godzilla is basically he's just, like monsters are coming up and he's just like swatting them back, you get like Gigan with like chainsaw hands, and he's just, there's no stopping this guy. He's just like, he goes through all the bad guys pretty quickly. What I think the more recent Godzilla films, I enjoyed the Godzilla film that came out, I think it was just called Godzilla, right? But I thought it was a little slow. Hey, Joseph. Oh, have a great time to Dawson. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. I work my Thanksgiving night weekend. I'm working Black Friday. But Godzilla King of the Monsters kind of brought it home for me. I want that film so bad. I need that box set. I need the Angel box set. That's one thing that I really do need. Hey, Joe, welcome. Well, we're talking about... I got to speak Godzilla, so I kind of went into that. Not a bit. I still need to get the show era one. But I like the big, the Criterion box set. I would love to have that. But I just, like a lot of people right now, it's that time of year when things are a little bit, money's a little tight, and we're just getting closer to Christmas. And this year I'm traveling after Christmas. I'm actually going to be on my own for Christmas for the first time in my entire life. My better half is going home to be with her mom because she's having a reunion with her sisters for the first time, been able to do it in years. So one of my big Christmas presents to my better half was for her to be able to spend it with her sisters and with her mom that she hasn't been able to do in a long time. That's something I wanted her to have. So it means I'm on my own for Christmas, and first time ever. But it'll be okay. I do. You know me well enough to know that I don't know anybody for Friday. Do I have Godzilla 85? I don't. I used to actually on VHS back in the day. I remember seeing it in school. Actually, we showed it in school one time. Oh, really? So my better half is going to Morocco, and your better half is going to Canada. That's it. We sacrifice for our loved ones, don't we? But it'll be fun. I'm just glad that she's going to be able to get there. Like, she hasn't been like with all of her sisters in one spot and her family for like a holiday. Like, her sisters bring their kids in too for a while. So it's a big deal to me that she's getting to do that. It's been like, well, I'm not talking the stressful stuff. I hate doing that. Got all depressing and boring. Nobody wants to watch that. Nobody wants to watch depressing and boring. People want happy and cheery. Shin Godzilla, I liked Shin Godzilla. I thought it was fun. I mean, there were parts of it I was kind of like, it's kind of strange, but I enjoy it. I enjoy a lot of the weird ones though. Like when I said I love Godzilla Final Wars. A lot of people don't like Godzilla Final Wars because it has those Matrix like alien characters and weird sequences in it, and like odd fighting scenes on motorcycles and. Somebody said a Gamma box too, didn't you? Which I would love. I actually do watch. I haven't seen it this season actually. Last time I saw it was just after Rick died. I would love a Gamma box set. My oldest, she is a huge Gamera fan. Arrow's putting the Gamera, that would be massive. If Arrow's doing a Gamera box, that would be massive. That would be huge. Because then you have like your Godzilla Criterion set and your Arrow Gamera set. And Arrow, Arrow, if it's Arrow that's doing it, will really go all out in when it comes to the set. Are we talking an old school Gamera set with all the old films? And the new ones? I wasn't a huge Cloverfield fan, actually, Jimbo. To be honest with you, maybe I should rewatch it. But at the time I saw it, I just couldn't get into it. It just didn't do it for me at the time. Now, that's to be fair, I've only seen Cloverfield once, like each of the films. I like the second one a bit better than I like the first one, the one with John Goodman, because I don't even, was that even supposed to be a Cloverfield film originally? Because it didn't seem like it. But anyway, I guess it was. And then there was the third one, which I was not fan of very much at all, actually. The one that went straight to Netflix. That's like they did like this Godzilla cartoon. It was okay on Netflix, but like a new one. But it was, I still haven't got through all of it. I actually saw Solar Babies in theater. I wasn't a fan of it. But that being said, I only saw it once now. I was really young. And at the time, the type of movies that I was into, it makes sense. I think my better half was actually a fan of Solar Babies. But I'd like to see it again. Because at the time, I was like a teen. And it was like, oh, there's not enough boobs in this movie for me. So I was a teenager. So I really don't know. Would I like Solar Babies now? Probably. I do. I love Tron. Another film that I watched in theater. I love Tron. I actually didn't mind Tron Legacy either. That was okay. Love the soundtrack. Daft Punk, man. I'm a huge Daft Punk fan. But yeah, I'm a huge Tron fan. I grew up with Tron. I remember the old Atari game actually. It wasn't the greatest, but it was fun. It was playing Tron. Air Force. I should get my phone over here so I can actually see your guys' comments. And by the way, if there's anything you guys want to see in the library while I'm here at dinner tonight, you can always mention it. Copperfield. Oh, you mean Cloverfield? Or do you mean David Copperfield? I didn't see the cartoon. Because Copperfield is totally different. You can be like, I wish I would have seen Terror Train in the theater. Copperfield on the big screen. But sorry, little goofy tonight, huh? And for the people that came in late, hopefully everything works out okay. If I'm not too wiped out after working Black Friday, I am going to be doing a Black Friday video where we do Severin versus Vinegar Syndrome, and we talk about Black Friday. You guys can tell me all the stuff you picked up. I'll tell you the limited amount that I picked up, and we'll have a blast with it. That's my idea for Black Friday. But while I'm down here, while I'm here in the movie library, Kathy mentioned the Twin Peaks set. Any AGFA recommendations? Oh, yes. The 3 that I got, I've only got 3 AGFAs. I recommend them all. I'm not quite sure, Cold Blue. I'm leaning towards Vinegar Syndrome. I know I want the Angel Trilogy box set. It's all going to depend completely on on finances. And finances aren't good right now. But I'll try to get the best out of that one. Edgar Wright combo thing? What is that? Hold on. If you can only buy one AGFA title, no, I don't think the Amityville Curse Collection may be lowered in price a little bit, but it just came out, so I wouldn't expect them. I definitely wouldn't expect them to have it on 50% off. Like, it may be lowered slightly, but you're going to see like go back a couple months on Vinegar Syndrome, and that's when you're going to see stuff that's going to be 50% off. Now, some people said they were worried because like it's going to be the suggested, the MSRP price. That's going to be 50% off and not the normal price. Well, I actually will do that, and thank you so much. And I'm probably going to send you the link to my email, to my, no, what's it called? For some reason, it doesn't like link my address, so I'm going to have to do that as well. I do, actually. I got a few. I got a nice few. I got the Avengers. I don't have Sapphire and Steel. I got the washing machine DVD over there. I'm trying to think of other ones that I got. But AGFA, this one right here, Lady Street Fighter. I'm not joking. Pick this up. It is crazy. It's insane. It's got Renee Harmon in it. It's got 2 movies. It doesn't only have Lady Street Fighter. It also has, there you go, see? A bonus film. The Revenge of the Lady Street Fighter. And this baby here came out, well, 13 years after the original one. I am not joking. This is a movie that came out 13 years after it. It has a booklet. There's like there's alternate artwork, which is horrible, but thriller. Well, Image Entertainment released it originally, but it has never gotten a Blu-ray release, so it needs a new release. Also, if you're an Ed Wood fan, you might want to pick up these 2 Ed Wood double features that they put out, the Volunteers, and of course, Take It Out and Trade. The Volunteers has a non-Ed Wood movie as a double feature called Anatomy of a Psycho, which I'm sure you've seen like in your travels, especially if you've collected some of the older releases, like double features, drive-in features, stuff like that. But the other one, this one here, bonus feature, has an extra film called The Love Feast, which actually does star Ed Wood. Well, Lady Street Fighter, understand, there's a sister Street Fighter, which is an actual collection that's related. I love Face in the... No, I don't have Face in the Crowd. It's one of my favorite films from back in the day, but I don't own it. It's Andy Griffith. Like a really, if that's what you're talking about, right? The Andy Griffith one. Like, it's super, super dark and prophetic as all hell. Tell me I got the right one. One of the great films of all time, and a masterclass in acting and like just screenwriting. Definitely, if you've never seen it, pick it up and watch it. But yeah, if you don't get one, grab this one, Lady Street Fighter. Zodiac Killer, I don't have that one. That's definitely on my wish list. That's kind of a cool one to get. But this is nothing like the Street Fighter films. Don't expect her to be like a great martial artist. She's not. It's super cheesy and fun. They also put out Effects, which is kind of a cool one. It's one that I really enjoy. Me and my better half watched it. It's an insane film. The acting and some of the scripting choices will leave you scratching your head, but it'll leave you like interested. And it's one of those movies where your friends are going to say, "Man, you've shown me these other films. Can't get any weirder or any worse than that, or any stranger than that." Well, let me show you Lady Street Fighter, and let's pour a couple drinks while we watch the film, because that's what you're going to do. And you're going to enjoy it, though. And your friends are going to enjoy it, and you're going to laugh the entire time. Especially because, in our opinion, let me see if any of you guys, I don't know if any of you guys here have seen the film or not, that Renee Harmon does sound a bit like, Tommy Wiseau. I did. Back when I was a kid, I think it was Shout Select put that out, didn't they? I loved John Carpenter's work, and I thought Kurt Russell did a really good job as playing Elvis. He kind of embodied like what they were trying to go for in that role. I'm also a huge fan of the Michael St. Gerard Elvis, but I don't think that's available on DVD or Blu-ray. The only thing I've got Michael St. Gerard in is probably an episode of Beverly Hills 90210 in Star Time. Those Miles of Graceland's a lot of fun. Yeah, being a kid, the '80s, I grew up watching like a lot of and my dad was a musician. So whenever I go visit my dad, we talk a lot about like music and Elvis. He was obviously, my name is Aaron, and in case that like nobody picked up on the fact, yeah, I'm named after Elvis, his middle name. That's my name. I I'm named after the king, and I have no actual like musical talent at all. And that's not even like, sometimes when people be like a little modest, and I'm like, no, I'm not that good at that. And then they'll pick up something and they'll play it or they'll sing, and they'll be like really really great. That's not me. No, no, I can't carry a tune, and I got no musical talent. So obviously, I'm not making any music videos on here. No, Kurt Russell didn't sing. Actually, my dad actually had a record of the guy that actually sang for Kurt Russell in that film. God, what's his name? Anybody remember his name? Because he put out like a couple records. Like my dad and my stepmom go to like a lot of like those those tribute concerts, stuff like that, tribute bands and all that type of stuff. I don't think my mom doesn't go to a lot of those though. Don't think they're kind of her thing though. Okay, Rob McDowell did not do the singing for the Elvis film. I don't think so anyway. But no, who did the singing for the Elvis movie? There's some good. What's that's coming out? I'm missing your comments. I have to get my phone. Hold on, it's right over there. I hate when I miss the comments. It's so meta. I cannot see myself, not on the camera. Oh, Rodney McDowell. Okay, I thought you said Rodney McDowell. I thought you were messing with me there. Yeah, there's a singer that my parents used to listen to. God, what's his name? Not him. But I always get them mixed up. Named Ronnie Millsap. I'm not sure if anybody like knows who that is, but I do because I had to listen to Ronnie Millsap because it was played at my. Oh, you do? Okay. So it was played at my house. So I grew up like listening to like a lot of like the earlier stuff. Classic. See, I'm not a big country person. Like to be honest with you, like there's certain ones that like obviously everybody likes Johnny Cash. I don't think you have to. Uh, yep, that's the one. My parents were like really, really into him. I think my mom had an album. I think my dad had a Ronnie Millsap album or two, or like one or two. And the thing was like, when I was a kid, I was not like different. Like you get some kids when they're growing up, they're listening just to the popular music of of their time or their era. Like like we grew up in the '80s, you listen like the pop music and new wave and all that type of stuff. I wasn't kind of like that. I had like 7 aunts, and I was raised with my grandparents. So they had like there was like a massive like record collection in our house, and I would listen to them all. So if it was like country or opera or like soundtracks or compilations, a lot of those K-Tel things. So I just pretty much listened to everything. Some of it I really gained more of a liking to than others. At the time, I didn't. I wouldn't admit to like listening to any country at all. Like when you're a teenager and you're like oh yeah, I didn't listen to any of that country stuff. Do I listen to rap? Yeah, I do. My better half is a much bigger rap like fan than I am. Like she knows, and she's into the electronic music as well. I think for me, like I am an '80s kid, so I do like that. I do like a lot of pop, a lot of new wave, a lot of punk, uh, even like a little bit of the hair metal. Sue me. Some of the hard rock and some of the kind of the blues influenced rock like AC/DC. I listen to a bit of metal, yeah. Not the dark stuff. I was never able to get into the dark stuff. Jazz, of course. And I liked a lot of I like the early kind of like country pop infusions, like the Juice Newtons and stuff like that. I'm not sure. How many people are gonna like Love's been a little bit harder than me. Sylvia, you're nobody. You're like nobody. Things like that. Those I remember. And of course, in a more kind of a really country style, but he was an actor too. So was oh God, you know, blanking again. You know, thank God I'm country boy. Oh, Dolly Parton. It is awesome. Once I'm hoping to like, I'm not going to start until I get to Morocco, but I want to restart like a vinyl collection. I'm hoping to find some great stuff there. Bandmate. I will check him out. John Denver. Thank you, Kathy. I totally blanked on his name because he was in those Oh God movies, right? Like George Burns and he was in the first Oh God movie. He was in a couple movies. I was a huge Dolly Parton fan, and I'm not sure if it's over there or not. I have 9/5. I love that film. Super big fan of 9/5. I was a huge Dabney Coleman fan. He's just perfect, like for the horrible, sleazy boss. When you wanted to have a horrible, sleazy boss. More, he does. Like, he is the father of electric music. I love his the song that they do with him on the Daft Punk album. It is incredible. Am I the only person who likes Daft Punk here? I just wonder. Of course, yeah, I grew up with Bob Ross. Oh, you mean no? Gary Newman's more of like maybe closer to bringing in new wave. I wouldn't consider him like the. No, I think more as like Gregor is more of like the father of the electric like music wave. You like the harder stuff, don't you? I had friends like that. I used to know this girl. She got me into Zig Zig Sputnik when I was in high school. And they were kind of like slightly harder, more experimental type like band. I had forgotten that. Gaxpress 9. Oh, Gaxpress 999. That is a favorite of my better halves, by the way. I actually remember reading the manga for that. Nope. A lot of those groups didn't actually. They came out at a time when like you kind of make a splash. Hey, Dungeon, welcome, and then they just kind of went off. I never did find out what happened. Did they just like break up or something like that? There was like a group. Actually, I think they're from here, from Canada, but they don't sound Canadian. A Prozac, and they had this like great like opening album with songs like "Sucks to Be You" and "Bottle Charade." I haven't, but my better half has. I think I've seen some of it, but she has seen it. It's like for her, she grew up with all that stuff. Yep, that's the ones. Well, they did like show themselves afterwards, like you can see them. But it was characters created. No, I think he's more than a Gizmo knockoff. I really like this character. I think it's going to be a big hit for the Christmas season, obviously. There's roasting green jelly. Name a song, because it sounds really familiar, like I should know. It really sounds like one that I know. But obviously, as you've seen lately, my memory at some things gets kind of shot. Gizmo never had the powers that Baby Yoda has. I wonder what they're actually going to call him. Right now, I guess he's a child, right? But because obviously he's not Yoda, and we don't know like the species name. I got the first one on DVD though, I think. I don't think I found the Blu-rays yet, but I've seen all three of them. Hugely big fan of the films. First one's obviously the best out of the three of the Neverending Stories films. The second one has the guy from The Flash in it. I think John was a ship's dad. Green, green, yellow. I'll check them out. I feel like once I hear them, I'm gonna remember them. I don't remember three, but I know I saw it. I saw them all, and I also saw like an animated TV series that was done. I think it was done probably done by Nelvana or someone like that. The Philosopher King. Yeah, I love Weird Al Yankovic. I grew up with Weird Al Yankovic. I have a weird sense of humor, which has morphed into a dad sense of humor. Just the Three Little Pigs. I'll check it out. I feel like I should know it though. It's like I feel like it's one of those that as soon as I hear it, I'm gonna like, oh them. Spike Jones. Yeah, I love Spike Jones. But no, Weird Al is like, for me, he's the master. He definitely like he kills that job. There's other people that come by and they do stuff, and obviously people went on YouTube and tried to do like Weird Al type of music. But obviously, Weird Al is he's the master of it. He's the king of the parody satire song. And what's cool about Weird Al is there'll be all those big songs out, like like I Lost in Jeopardy and White and Nerdy and all that type of stuff. But you buy the albums, and and then you hear like the songs that don't get the big play, that like One More Minute, Just One More Minute, which is a Weird Al kind of country song, and it's done with a bit of a drawl. And if you've never listened to Weird Al's, One More Minute, I strongly recommend that you do. I doubt she's going to get an Oscar nomination for for the film. I'm sure like a lot of people have been put up for things, but no, I don't think that's going to be. I think that when people say a lot of that stuff, sometimes take it with a grain of salt, because people put out things there just to divide fan bases and stuff like that. Probably not. I don't think so. And I don't think the Oscars would put that up there as in a serious contention. Annoying Orange. Oh God, I hate Annoying Orange. I remember the Annoying Orange character, but I so hated that. That's like Fred. I was not a huge fan of Fred either. That was one of the original like YouTube things. I love Cheech and Chong. I had like one of their first, I think it might have been their first album. Well, my parents had it and I used to listen to it all the time. So it had Acapulco Gold on it and Sister Mary Elephant. And of course, Dave, the whole, hey man, let me in, I got stuff. That album. And Blind Melon Chitlin, which I am not going to do on this, even though this is not on a kid one. I'm still not going to do the Blind Melon Chitlin thing. But if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out because it is it's funny. Cheech and Chong were extremely funny. I had a few comedy albums growing up. There was a short period in my life when I wanted to be a comedian, which probably is hard to believe right now. Like, watch me here like this. Comedy does not seem to be something that would be my forte. But yeah, I used to do a lot of stuff like that. UHF is really fun. I've been rewatching Seinfeld recently. And I forgot how kind of smart some of that could be. I kind of like at the time, it kind of went into it a bit. And who's the greatest stand-up comedian of all time? In my opinion, honestly. George Carlin. For me, Carlin. I grew up on, I watched a lot of stand-up comedians. So the best improvisational comedian is Robin Williams. But for actual stand-up routines, to be solid all the way through, all through the years, I love Chaplin actually. A lot of people don't like it, but I liked it. but Carlin was my favorite. I got like a Carlin box set over there, and I have You Are All Diseased, which was actually a pretty good one. Of course, the 7 words you can't say is a classic routine, and anybody that like is looking to go into comedy, definitely look at his stuff. Uh, yeah, he pushed the envelope, and I often get asked about like sometimes, and I don't, because I don't like getting like into different things and like politics and stuff like that. That's not my channel's about. But people like say, well, did you like the Dave Chappelle thing? I said, yeah, meh. Carlin could push the envelope and really like do it in a way that is smart, like super smart. That's the difference between Carlin and like other comedians. And certain other comedians. Like Pryor. I thought Pryor was fantastic. I was a fan of like Eddie Murphy when I watched Delirious. It doesn't, by the way, that does not hold up well when you watch it now. Like some of it's kind of, but Ra I really didn't like. So when people ask me, well, how do you feel about Eddie Murphy doing comedy again? I'm mad on that. Like doing a comedy stand-up again, because I really enjoyed like Delirious when I was a kid, but by the time Ra came out, I was done. Like I was like super done with Eddie Murphy. Like I loved his films. I liked Beverly Hills Cop. Watched that all day long. But Ra sucked. And I tried to watch it again recently. It was because it was on Amazon Prime, and oh man, it was really hard to get through. Like super hard to get through. Did they post trailers? Ooh, I kind of want to see that. I don't have Lenny actually. I would love to have that one. Lenny Bruce was incredible as well. Okay, I think I've seen some of his stuff. I didn't like it. I mean, I know people liked it, but it really seemed like he was in a super dark place. I don't know if like Eddie Murphy had gone through like some bad relationships, or but by the time Rock comes out, like he's not a happy person. I'll love to see Beverly Hills Cop 4, like, and if it's coming to Netflix, I'll definitely watch it. But yeah, you can stay out of the stand-up comedy scene. There's so many good ones. Like there's people that passed. Bill Hicks was incredible. Bill Hicks passed away, unfortunately, at a young age, and he was another good one that I really enjoyed. I used to like the style of Dennis Miller. Oh, thanks. But he got insane, and then I was like, man, not so much. Yeah, I got like I got a Bill Hicks like concert here. Don Rickles was king of the put downs. Another one, a guy that I consider a comedian. Norm Macdonald just has like his delivery, even when he's not funny, he has a funny delivery. That I got is Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield was incredible with what he did. Actually, Jonathan Winters was really good too, especially with impersonations. But yeah, if you're really into stand-up comedy, guys, you got to check out George Carlin, Bill Hicks. Check out some early Lenny Bruce. I can never. Yeah, there's a few. I'm really into I was really into stand-up growing up, and I did want to do like Red Fox. I'm coming. I really did at one point. That was my thing. I went to I used to go to like a comedy club. I actually snuck out of my house, and I spent a couple days down at a comedy club watching people. She is hot, and I do like her actually. It doesn't me anymore. I mean, like, I love his show. I love Dave Chappelle's show. And I always feel like he's trying too hard now. But maybe it's just, I'm not just getting into it. And I haven't watched like a lot of great stand-up. I do like, oh God, what's his name? Remember Titus, Christopher Titus. I used to like Christopher Titus. And I still think he's actually cool. He did actually. What's the question there? John Candy or John Goodman? Candy, hands down. John Goodman's a decent actor, But Candy was incredible in everything. He could do like comedy and drama. He was actually a really nice guy. I think Titus did a special a couple years ago or at least last, was it last year, for Amazon. I'm not. I know people love Dave Chappelle, and it's like controversial, like for me to say like I'm not a huge fan. But I like Andrew Dice Clay actually. I remember the whole, cigarette thing. Eddie Izzard. But no, the last couple, like Dave Chappelle ones, just left me cold. Still love his show though. I thought his show was amazing. I thought he was, like, he did things with the Dave Chappelle show that, it's, Key and Peele was better, but Dave Chappelle was amazingly great. Kevin James is more. It's a family one, I guess. I've never been big, but then again, I haven't seen a lot of his stand up. Like, to be honest with you, Bobcat Goldthwait I actually did like. Kennison, I used to watch a bit of Kennison, the Sam Kennison stuff. People think of Kennison is just loud and kind of shouty, but there's actually some like pretty smart stuff in between, like in between the yells. He actually did put off some like some fairly intelligent stuff. Comedy is hard and it's very subjective. So like if I just because I like something, a lot of people are that may not like it. Steve Martin I love. I think Steve Martin was one of the saviors of early Saturday Night Live before when it was kind of finding its footing in the first season. Goldthwait is a good director. Surprisingly, it's actually that's something I would never have expected out of Bobcat Goldthwait, was that he was going to be a director. Jerry Lewis, he's big in France. Actually, my dad's a huge Jerry Lewis fan. I actually like Jerry Lewis too. Of course, I like The Night Professor. I did not like the Eddie Murphy version of The Night Professor. It's just too gimmicky. Too much like on the suits and all that type of stuff and the CG and all. I just wasn't into that. Not a huge Pablo Art fan, but I don't think I ever watched it like all the way through. Dean Martin roasts, I got some of those here. Those are fantastic, by the way. They have some great like classic comedians on them. Red Skelton's genius. I mean, the stuff that he did. I grew up with like not so much Bill Cosby. Like I was never a Cosby fan. I was never into the Cosby Show itself. A lot of people like the Cosby Show, but I was more into. I like Bob Newhart, so that was kind of my guy. And I think people were in different camps, but I was a Bob Newhart guy, and I used to love his telephone gag, where basically he'd be talking to God or so. It would just. Well, yeah, it's hard to say. Like that hurt a lot of people. Like obviously what happened with Bill Cosby. Is he really so? I'm sorry. There's way too many people that that have to us ever gonna doubt what happened with the whole Bill Cosby Cosby thing. Actually, I can actually legit almost kind of prove that I was never a huge Bill Cosby fan, which works good for me now, I guess. I was on I was a call-in person to a talk TV channel back in the day, and one of the guys from one of the hosts of the talk TV channel, he was definitely not, was like, I was talking about the Cosby Show, and I said, I understand what the Cosby Show meant to people and stuff like that. I said, but for me, Married with Children was a much more realistic family. And I could relate to it a lot more. I just couldn't get into Cosby. I couldn't get into that type of humor. So we had like a big debate on Talk TV. I wish that was still around. I wish I had I wish there was clips of it out there. But it was like really interesting. Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, and that was years before. That was like, because just go back to see when Talk TV started. Wasn't there was a thing that I remember hearing back today, and I don't know if it's real or you guys, if anybody knows, like that Lou Ferrigno, and this could have been one of those like inquiry things, so I never know if these things are true or not, because this is back before you could check them to find out that he actually at one point like there's a kid or something's going to be hit, and he grabbed like a car or truck or something and actually like held it so the the person could get out of the way, type of thing, and kind of ripped his muscle open. Is that true, or is that just one of those urban legends? Always wondered. Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, huge fans. Chaplin, of course. It's weird. I can't believe I got into a comedy conversation here. How did we get here? Of course, Abbott and Costello. I'll be okay with the Ringo getting on with Cosby, because that's SCTV is my favorite. I grew up like SCTV definitely like influenced me. Probably one of the most influential things on me, like comedy wise. It is. It is. We are having the cult of conversation. I'm really into that Abbott Costello set really is intriguing, because I never got the DVD set and the Shout Select the Blu-ray set for Abbott Costello. I know Brian from Just to This Sea has it. You hate to see, my better half hates the Three Stooges as well. I think people either like him or hate him, but I'm on the fan of I'm a like of the Three Stooges. I think they're smarter than a lot of people like realize. Like to really watch some of their stuff. I grew up with like of course the Marx Brothers. I'm a huge Marx Brothers fan. Cause who, you know, though as a kid I did find that the Marx Brothers had too much music in some of their films. But like same with the Abbott Costello films, like cut the music out. But they used to do that back in the day. My better half's not a Woody Allen fan. I liked some of his early stuff, but I'll be honest with you, it was never one that kind of stuck with me. Like a lot of people like really get into it. I found it get repetitive after a while, but that's just me. Like like, comedy is super subjective. Like people like kind of like what they like. I love Lauren Hardy. Walk Hard. Okay, Best in Show I love. Young Frankenstein I love. Is it really? I've never seen that Three Stooges one because I worried that was going to be really bad. I don't think I've seen it anyway. Is that the one where it's supposed to be like a comedy too? I remember there was this like, oh God, I think it was like kind of a Three Stooges kind of like wannabe movie, and I'm not sure if it ever came out on Blu-ray. I love W.C. Fields. But it was called Brain Donors. And I'm not sure if anybody remembers this one or not. I think it might have been John Turturro in one of the roles. But I really liked Brain Donors back in the day. And it was definitely like a kind of rip on the kind of whole Three Stooges type of thing. Kind of Three Stooges crossed with the Marx Brothers. I actually got to see that, and I haven't seen it. Oh, I love Pink Panther. Peter Sellers as Clouseau, and not the other people. Even though I do like some brilliant films in the 80s. He did actually. Like that's the thing. I just couldn't get into like some of them at the time. Like certain ones I really liked. I like some of his writing early on. Some of the books that Alan wrote. I was actually big on those. I used to read those a lot. But he's one of those where maybe I got to check him out again, but I never really got into it. I did see that, yeah. Getting Even. I feel like I should know this one. Martin Landau blows me away in everything. He's such an underrated character actor. Speaking of which, Alone in the Dark needs a really good release. I'm just saying it. Alone in the Dark. Definitely. Martin Landau, Jack Palance, some like special effects work there. Little kind of pop in there from like a young Jason Voorhees, like showing up in one sequence of the film. Alone in the Dark definitely needs a release. In Clouseau, yeah, Alan Arkin played him for one movie called Inspector Clouseau. It's worth a watch. Pleasance is my guy. Pleasance is one of the actors that I wanted to meet. I gotta look at Crimes and Misdemeanors again. You're kind of convincing me to check it out. No, it started out with A Shot in the Dark, which was done with well, no, it was not started with Pink Panther, and that's where Inspector Clouseau's character started with Peter Sellers, and then there was A Shot in the Dark, which is one with Elke Summer, and then there was, I think there was Clouseau, and then they went back to using Peter Sellers again because they realized that the other guy couldn't. Just Alan Arkin, great actor, just not Clouseau. Jeff Bridges' King Kong, I like it actually. I'm a huge King Kong fan. I love the new King Kong and Skull Island movie, by the way. I thought, okay, see, when I was watching the first Godzilla, like the newer Godzilla movie, not the Godzilla King of the Monsters, but the one before, that other one. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, and I got kind of bored for a bit. But then I watched King Kong, Skull Island, and I'm like, this is the way I want to see my monster movies go. I want to see monsters fighting monsters. I want to see like adventure and stuff like that. That's, when people ask me, oh, years ago. Last time I saw that film was probably around the time it came out on VHS. Hey, give Skull Island another chance. It's a cool monster film. I forgot that Donald Pleasance was in that film. And with that being said, at 87 minutes, I have to say, I unfortunately have to end the video for not just because it's at 87 minutes long and I still have to do kitty litter, but because I forgot to charge my iPad that I'm doing this on last night, and it is now at 2%. That's why you may have noticed that this here stopped for a second. Anyway, thank you so much for watching tonight. I wish it was time for tea, but it's time for litter. Yeah, we got to look at some great Jack Hawkins films, a really oddly titled Jack Hawkins film. We got to talk comedy and crazy stuff, and we got a Severin versus Vinegar Syndrome game. So I am Aaron. This is my movie library, and you guys, we are the Cult of Cinema. Have a great night, guys.